First Peter chapter 1. In all this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you may have to suffer grief of all kinds of trials. These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. Though you may not have seen him, you love him. And even though you may not see him now, you believe in him and are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy. Hey, are you filled with an inexpressible, glorious joy today? Because if you're not, I want to introduce you to somebody who can fill you with that inexpressible, glorious joy. His name is Jesus. People in our country, in our world, are doing crazy things to be happy. Happiness is temporary. Joy comes from the Lord, who remains the same yesterday, today, and forever. Folks, listen, if you want joy, which is much greater than happiness, right? How many of you have ever experienced a relationship that was okay, tolerable, right? And then you had another relationship that was, woo, yes, that's the one. Would you ever go back to the other way? No. Let me tell you something. God's saying to you, I've got this part of our relationship that is inexpressible. It's inexpressible and glorious. It's joy. It's unexplainable. It runs over. Your cup runs over, right? Why? Because you know that God of the universe, who created the heavens and the earth and you, loves you and knows the number of hairs on your head. So when you face a trial, you're like, you know this is temporary. You know that flat tire. If you put another tire on, it's going away. You'll roll again, right? And if you get cancer and you die, what happens? You go to heaven and you keep going. Yes, your family will be without you, but hopefully your testimony was you keep on keeping on. You keep on keeping on, because the God of my life filled me with joy that is inexpressible and glorious. And I am more than an overcomer through Jesus Christ, my Lord. Right? We were not intended to go through these bad times alone. Believers don't go through trials alone. We have wisdom at our disposal, but it's not automatic because we have to ask. You need to ask God when you go through these trials, because God will give you the wisdom. Finally, God intends our trials to become a blessing. Blessed. It's a beatitude, like in Matthew chapter 5. To be satisfied. Joy is contentment even when trial comes our way. Too many times we've seen people come to know Christ. They're in the church for a while. They've made their profession, and then something happens in their life. And they just don't understand why that happened. Folks, hopefully we live our lives in a way that's transparent enough that we don't look like we live a perfect, easy existence, because that's just not reality. Everyone in this room is facing some kind of trial. The difference is some of us don't view it as an emergency or a crisis. Some of us just view it as another day. It's just life. Let me tell you something. Trials are trials. But if your attitude is that this is my trial and I'm going to overcome, then you will overcome through the grace and the power of the Holy Spirit, because He will never leave you alone. At first, when they first manufactured golf balls, did you know they were smooth? Totally smooth. But they realized that after a golf ball was hit, many times, and it had all the little dimples and things that the golf clubs would have. The golf balls would have after being hit many times. They went further. So they began to manufacture the golf balls with dimples all the way around so they would fly further. Our lives are like that. We go further because of our trials. We can deal with more because of our trials. We're not delicate because we've had trials. Think about people in your life that have been so sheltered that they've never been able to experience their own problems. Everything becomes an immediate crisis. Not a trial, but a crisis. Folks, your trials are meant to be blessings so that you can go further in the kingdom, in this world, with your family, with yourself, so that God can use you in ways that he can't use people who won't accept their trial and learn from their trials. And so the dimples of your life, those little knocks and dings and unique scars that you carry, those are blessings, folks. They will make you a better believer. They'll make you a better follower. They'll make you a better father. They'll make you a better mother. They'll make you a better friend. Why? Because you know something they don't know, that you will overcome. We are not victims as Christians, folks. Why do all these things happen? I can't give you a theological reason why God doesn't stop it all, except that what a boring life that would be if everything was perfect. I don't love challenges, but I love a challenge. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's when I get to use all the wisdom and knowledge that I've collected through my life, and I get to see how God operates and how he clears paths and how he uses me in those moments. And I know that I can make it because I've made it before and I'm going to make it again. Listen. No matter why those things happen, our response has got to be faithfulness to God. Listen, the world needs the church more than the world's ever needed the church. But they don't need the church of the 1970s, of the church of the 1980s. They don't need the church of the 1990s. They need the church of today to be authentic human beings. You are not yet angels walking on the planet, okay? Don't pretend you are. You are just who you are. Own who you are. Take the trials, become better, go further, recognizing that you can go further because of the trials, and help people understand that the trials of life are okay to live through. That they don't need to create triggers, as the young people have today, that cause them to not be able to function. They need to create triumph. They can triumph over these things. And when we begin to share our experience in life and how God has enabled us, then the world's going to want what we have, because they're going to want Jesus. Because not only are we going to be happy, but we're going to be inexpressibly and gloriously joyful. Yes.